As a chosen one, your spiritual energy is powerful, and not everyone can handle it. Some may be drawn to your light, while others may feel intimidated or uneasy. But remember, your purpose is not to shrink for the comfort of others, it's to shine and fulfill your calling. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more deep insights on your spiritual journey. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Stay strong, stay radiant, and keep walking your divine path. 1. The concept of incarnate angels. Incarnate angels are beings of pure light and love who have willingly stepped into the human experience. Unlike traditional ideas of angels existing solely in heavenly realms, these souls choose to take on the limitations of human form while still carrying the essence of their celestial nature. Their decision is not made lightly. It is a divine mission undertaken with great responsibility. Many who have undergone past life regressions have discovered through deep spiritual exploration that their true origins are not of this earth. Dolores Cannon, a pioneer in hypnosis and metaphysical research, found that many of her clients exhibited characteristics that pointed to angelic pasts. These individuals often feel an unshakable calling to serve, heal, and bring light into the darkest corners of human existence. They are the ones who, despite the hardships of life, never lose their faith in love, never stop offering kindness, and never waver in their deep desire to help others. Their mission is not always grand or obvious. It can be as simple as uplifting a weary soul, offering a listening ear, or radiating a sense of peace that others gravitate toward. Are you ready to explore the divine concept of incarnate angels and open your heart to a higher understanding? If so, comment below. I am open to divine guidance to show your commitment to this transformative journey. 2. The 7 signs you may be an angel in human form. 2.1. A calling to help Earth's transition. There exists a rare group of individuals who carry a deep, unshakable sense of purpose, an inner calling that whispers to them, urging them to uplift, heal, and guide others. If you have ever felt like you don't quite belong in this world, yet you are here for a profound mission, you might be an angel inside a human body. Spiritual awakening often begins with this realization, an inner knowing that transcends logic, pulling you toward something greater than yourself. Renowned spiritual teacher Dolores Cannon spoke of a grand vibrational shift, a transition toward a new earth, where higher consciousness and divine wisdom take precedence. Those who are angelic in nature are often at the forefront of this transformation, acting as light workers, healers, and way showers. They do not merely exist in this world, they actively work to uplift it, whether through spreading love and wisdom, engaging in spiritual practices, advocating for social justice, or protecting the environment. They possess an unshakable drive to bring peace where there is conflict, to mend what is broken, and to shine light in the darkest of places. This calling is not simply a fleeting thought, but a deep soul-level knowing, an undeniable pull to contribute to humanity's collective awakening. They feel emotions deeply, not just their own, but the energy of the world around them, often sensing the pain and suffering of others as if it were their own. Their compassion is boundless, their empathy profound, and they are often drawn to roles where they can nurture, heal, and inspire. Yet this path is not always easy. The world can feel overwhelming at times, and the weight of their mission may be heavy. But within them lies a resilience that keeps them moving forward, even when the journey feels lonely. They are here to remind humanity of its true essence, to awaken others to the infinite power of love, and to guide those who are ready toward higher consciousness. If you have ever felt this undeniable urge to help shift the world's energy, to spread kindness and enlightenment, to heal and uplift, know that this is not by chance. You are here for a reason, and your presence is needed now more than ever. The lessons of your journey are clear. Trust your inner calling, embrace your spiritual awakening, and never underestimate the light you bring to this world. Your mission is sacred, your soul is radiant, and you are here to help guide Earth toward a higher state of being. Keep shining, for you are a beacon of hope in a world that is awakening to its true divine nature. Do you feel the calling to help Earth in this time of transition? If so, declare it proudly in the comments. I am here to make a difference, and I am ready to help. An unshakable sense of purpose. If you have ever felt an unshakable sense of purpose, one that transcends personal ambitions and material success, you may be more than just an ordinary human. You might be an angel in a human body. This deep calling is not about fame, wealth, or recognition, but a profound inner knowing that you are here to serve, uplift, and heal. Spiritual teacher Dolores Cannon, through her work in quantum healing hypnosis technique, QHHT, discovered that many individuals who carry this celestial energy naturally gravitate toward professions in healing, teaching, or acts of profound service. Their souls are wired for compassion, drawn to easing the burdens of others, and dedicated to making the world a more loving, harmonious place. From an early age, these individuals often possess an intuitive sense of their mission, even if they cannot fully articulate it. They feel an innate responsibility toward humanity, as if guided by an invisible force urging them to bring light where there is darkness. If you find yourself deeply moved by the suffering of others, unable to turn away from those in need, and restless when you're not actively helping, this could be a divine nudge revealing your celestial origin. You may notice that people are naturally drawn to you, confiding in you even when you have never met before, sensing an unspoken wisdom and warmth in your presence. This is because your soul radiates a frequency of unconditional love, one that reassures, comforts, and heals simply through your existence. The journey of spiritual awakening often reveals itself through this profound need to serve, a pull so strong that ignoring it brings discomfort and unease. You might have felt out of place in a world driven by competition and self-interest, sensing that your heart operates on a different rhythm, one that beats for unity, kindness, and higher consciousness. This feeling is not accidental. It is encoded within you, a sacred blueprint guiding you back to your true essence. You may have encountered struggles, moments of deep sorrow, or personal challenges that seemed unfairly heavy. Yet every trial has shaped your soul into a vessel of divine compassion. Your resilience is not just a testament to your strength, but proof of your higher calling. Those who walk the path of an incarnate angel often endure more than most, as they are here to transform pain into wisdom, fear into love, and confusion into clarity, not just for themselves, but for others. Recognizing yourself as an angelic soul in a human body does not mean you are without flaws or challenges, but it does mean you carry a light within you that cannot be extinguished. Your kindness is not weakness, but divine power. Your empathy is not a burden, but a sacred gift. As you embrace this calling, remember that your presence alone is enough to create ripples of transformation. Every time you extend a helping hand, offer words of encouragement, or bring peace to a troubled heart, you are fulfilling your mission. The world needs your light, now more than ever. Keep listening to that inner voice. Keep following that pull toward love and service. It is not just a feeling, but a reminder of who you truly are. Type, "I am destined for greatness," if you feel a deep sense of purpose awakening within you. Let your journey of transformation begin now. 2.3. An innate understanding of universal love. True spiritual beings carry within them an innate understanding of universal love, a force that transcends personal relationships and touches the very essence of existence. As the great Rumi once said, "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" This love is not just an emotion, but a calling of a divine impulse that compels you to serve, to heal, and to uplift others, often without even realizing the profound impact you have on those around you. Renowned hypnotherapist Dolores Cannon's research suggests that some souls are placed on Earth with a mission to bring light and transformation, acting as beacons of hope and compassion. You may find yourself naturally drawn to comforting the broken-hearted, guiding the lost, or offering kindness without expecting anything in return. You may sense an inexplicable connection to spirituality, feeling as though your purpose is to raise the collective consciousness and remind others of the power of love. Your empathy may be so deep that it allows you to feel the unspoken pain of others, and your very presence brings a sense of peace and reassurance. If you have ever felt an overwhelming desire to serve and connect selflessly, this could be a reflection of your celestial origins, a reminder that you are here not just to exist, but to shine. As Mother Teresa wisely stated, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And perhaps in those small acts of love, you are fulfilling your highest purpose, one that aligns with the divine plan of the universe. So, if you recognize this unwavering love within you, trust that it is a sign of your spiritual identity, a beacon of your true angelic nature, guiding you to embrace your divine mission on Earth. If this message of universal love resonates with you, leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Activate the notification bell so you never miss soul-nourishing insights like this. Type in the comments, "I am open to receiving and sharing unconditional love." 2.4. Strong intuition and psychic abilities. Many angels in human form are naturally attuned to higher frequencies, giving them an uncanny ability to sense things beyond the ordinary. Their connection to the spiritual realm often manifests in various psychic abilities, such as clairvoyance, the ability to see beyond the physical; clairaudience, hearing messages from non-physical entities; clairsentience, feeling energies with profound depth; or even telepathy, communicating thoughts without words. These gifts are not mere coincidences, but reflections of a soul that has retained its celestial roots, even while inhabiting a human form. The renowned hypnotherapist and spiritual researcher Dolores Cannon spent decades studying individuals who exhibited these extraordinary abilities, and her findings revealed a fascinating truth. Many of these people were not simply gifted, but carried a divine purpose. They could see auras, sense energetic shifts in a room before anyone else, and even receive visions of events before they unfolded. This heightened intuition serves a sacred purpose. It allows those with angelic souls to act as beacons of light, guiding others toward healing, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. Their perceptiveness often makes them natural empaths, able to feel the emotions of others as if they were their own, offering comfort and understanding without the need for words. They may find themselves drawn to the wounded, the lost, and those seeking answers, not out of obligation, but because their very essence compels them to uplift and nurture. This is why many of them find themselves in roles of mentorship, healing, and spiritual teaching, whether they consciously recognize their calling or not. If you've ever felt like an old soul in a modern world, as if you were meant to bring love, wisdom, and clarity to those around you, your intuition may be a key to understanding your divine origins. The whispers of your soul, the flashes of insight that come seemingly out of nowhere, and the unshakable feeling that you are here for a greater purpose are not mere coincidences. They are the echoes of your celestial past, reminding you that your presence on this earth is no accident. You are here to shine, to guide, and to remind the world of the unseen wonders beyond the veil. Do you feel a strong inner guidance? Comment with trust. I am in tune with my intuition. I believe. 2.5. A sense of not belonging. Many who carry this divine essence feel an unshakable sense of not belonging, not because they see themselves as superior, but because their soul remembers a different existence, one that transcends earthly limitations. This feeling isn't just a passing thought, it's a deep-rooted knowing that their true home is elsewhere, among the stars or within higher dimensions. The late spiritual researcher Dolores Cannon spoke with countless individuals who shared this very experience, describing a life where they felt like observers rather than participants, as if they were sent here with a mission rather than simply existing. While this sense of separation can sometimes lead to loneliness, it also carries a profound sense of purpose, guiding those who experience it towards spiritual awakening. If you've always longed for a home you can't quite describe, if you've ever gazed at the night sky with a feeling of nostalgia or a deep inner knowing, it may be more than just imagination. It could be your soul whispering a truth that your human mind struggles to comprehend. This sensation is often accompanied by an innate desire to help, heal, or uplift others, as though you were sent here to be a guiding light in a world that desperately needs it. You may find yourself naturally drawn to spiritual teachings, seeking wisdom that resonates with the deepest parts of your being, or feeling a call to serve humanity in a way that brings love and healing to those around you. Perhaps you have an unexplainable sensitivity to energies, an ability to feel the emotions of others deeply, or a strong connection to divine messages that seem to come from an unseen realm. These are not coincidences, they are signs of your higher purpose. The journey of an incarnate angel is not always easy, but it is deeply meaningful. The challenges, the feelings of isolation, and the longing for something more all serve as reminders that you are here for a reason. Instead of resisting these emotions, embrace them as part of your spiritual growth, recognizing that transformation is the effect of your divine nature unfolding within human form. The world needs souls like yours, those who carry light, wisdom, and a deep compassion that can heal and uplift. If you resonate with this, trust that you are exactly where you need to be, fulfilling a sacred mission that goes beyond what the eyes can see. If this message has resonated with you today, leave a comment of hope. I may feel like I don't belong, but I trust that I am exactly where I need to be, growing and transforming with every step. 2.6. Experiencing synchronicity. Famed hypnotherapist Dolores Cannon believed that synchronicities are the higher self's way of communicating with us, ensuring we stay aligned with our soul's mission. If you frequently see repeating numbers like 1111, 222, or 333, it could be a celestial reminder that you are on the right path. Have you ever met someone at exactly the right moment, as if destiny had orchestrated the meeting? Or perhaps you found yourself in situations where events align so perfectly that they defy logical explanation. These are not mere coincidences. They are spiritual markers, signs from the universe confirming that you are being divinely guided. Albert Einstein once said, "Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous." And for those who are angels in human form, this truth becomes undeniable. You may feel an inner knowing, an unshakable sense that you are here for something greater, that your presence holds a deeper meaning in the grand tapestry of existence. When spirituality takes precedence in your life, you begin to see the divine patterns unfolding before you, and these moments of synchronicity become a language of their own. They are cosmic whispers, affirmations from the unseen, telling you that you are not alone and that your journey is divinely orchestrated. Each sign is a confirmation that your soul is fulfilling a sacred mission, a purpose beyond the ordinary, a calling that resonates with the celestial energies. If your life is filled with these meaningful connections and perfect alignments, embrace them with gratitude. They are guiding you toward enlightenment and a higher state of being. If you want to experience synchronicity in your life, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's journey together and embrace the signs that guide us. 2.7. A deep connection to nature. An intense bond with nature is not just about admiring its beauty, it is an experience that touches the core of your being. Angels walking in human form often find solace in the forests, the mountains, the oceans, and even the simple whisper of the wind through the trees. Spiritual teacher and hypnotherapist Dolores Cannon, through her regression work, discovered that many of her clients who exhibited angelic characteristics spoke of an overwhelming peace and sense of belonging when surrounded by nature, as if the very essence of the earth resonated with their spirit. Unlike those who see nature as merely a backdrop to their lives, these individuals feel energized and deeply moved by the natural world. A quiet walk in the woods is not just refreshing, it is a sacred experience, a moment of communion with the divine forces that sustain life. This profound connection manifests in three unmistakable ways. First, there is an undeniable energetic shift when immersed in nature. Whether it is the rhythmic crashing of waves or the silent grandeur of towering trees, something within you awakens. The natural world does not drain you. Instead, it fills you with life, as if you are drawing energy directly from the universe itself. Second, there is an innate reverence for the earth. You do not just admire its beauty, you respect it, care for it, and feel a deep responsibility to protect it from harm. The destruction of nature does not just disturb you, it feels like a personal wound, as though the earth is speaking to you, urging you to be its guardian. Lastly, you experience an unshakable awareness of the interconnectedness of all living things. You sense that every creature, every tree, and every ripple in a stream is part of a vast, divine symphony. Life is not just about existing, it's about coexisting, honoring the sacred balance of all beings. If you feel an unexplainable pull toward preserving and nurturing the planet, if your heart aches at the sight of environmental destruction, and if your soul feels most at home in the wild embrace of nature, it may be more than just a personal preference. It could be a sign of your angelic essence. Those who carry the energy of celestial beings in human form are not here simply to live. They are here to heal, to protect, and to remind humanity of its divine connection to all creation. To honor your commitment to reconnecting with the natural world, declare your connection. Comment below, "I am one with nature," to affirm your bond with the earth and inspire others to embrace the beauty and peace of the natural world. 3. Final thoughts. If the signs we've discussed resonate with you, take it as confirmation that your existence is no accident. You are here for a sacred reason. Your soul carries a frequency of compassion and healing, and your presence alone can shift the energy of those around you. Angels in human bodies often feel a profound sense of responsibility for others, an innate calling to uplift, protect, and guide. As spiritual author Marianne Williamson once said, "We are all meant to shine, as children do." We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. You are not merely existing. You are here to lead humanity toward greater spiritual awakening. Every act of kindness, every moment of love, and every word of wisdom you share creates ripples far beyond what you can see. Even in your struggles, your soul is refining itself, aligning more deeply with its divine mission. Embrace this path with confidence, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Your spiritual journey is not just for you. It is for those whose lives you touch, those who find comfort in your presence, and those who are waiting for your light to illuminate their way. So, stand firm in your spirituality, trust in the divine timing of your purpose, and continue to walk forward with grace. The world needs you now more than ever. As we've explored today, the signs of being an angel in a human body go beyond the physical. They reflect a deep sense of purpose, compassion, and connection to the divine. If you resonate with these signs, know that your presence here is meant to bring light and healing to the world. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to like this video, share it with others who might need to hear it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more insightful content. And be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and may your journey be filled with love, light, and spiritual growth. Chosen ones. They're 100% sure that you are chosen, hence all eyes are on you now. Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 2014. If you've ever felt like all eyes are on you without even trying, you're not imagining things. There's something about you that draws attention, a presence that can't be ignored. But why? What is it that makes the chosen ones stand out, even when they're not seeking the spotlight? In today's video, we'll uncover the deeper truth behind this energy and why it's a sign that you're walking in your purpose. Stay tuned, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced this kind of attention without understanding why? Let's dive in. 1. They sense the depth of your purpose. There's something about you, something unspoken yet undeniable, that commands attention the moment you step into a room. It's not loud, it's not boastful, and it's certainly not forced. It's the quiet weight of purpose that rests upon your shoulders, the certainty in your steps, and the way you move through life with an unwavering sense of direction. This presence isn't about the words you speak, nor is it about external validation. It's an energy, a spiritual force that radiates from within, and whether people understand it or not, they feel it. You are not here to drift along with the tide, to merely exist, or to fit into society's mold. You move differently because you are different. Your life is not a series of empty motions or aimless pursuits. It is a journey aligned with something far greater than the mundane routines that consume most. This is what separates you, and this is what makes people take notice. Most people live reactively, responding to life as it happens, fulfilling obligations, and playing roles assigned to them. But you are not merely reacting to what you are creating. You are actively shaping your path, walking with an inner knowing that you are being led by something beyond human comprehension. And this unsettles those who cross your path. There is an unshakable truth in your presence, a spiritual awakening that others can sense even if they cannot fully define it. Some admire it, drawn to the mystery of your purpose, while others find themselves intimidated, because in your presence, they are forced to confront the possibility that they too could be more. Your mere existence acts as a mirror, revealing the depth of their own complacency. And that, my friend, is a powerful thing. This energy of yours doesn't beg for attention, but it commands it. People notice, even if they don't acknowledge it outright. Some will be intrigued, wanting to understand what fuels you, what keeps you so steadfast in a world where so many are lost. Others will feel discomfort because your presence reminds them that they are not walking with the same conviction. You are living proof that there is more to life than the surface-level pursuits that keep most people distracted. And while they may not fully grasp what sets you apart, they can't ignore that something about you is different. It's a spiritual frequency that cannot be mimicked or manufactured. It is the mark of someone who is chosen, someone who is here for something far greater than personal gain or fleeting pleasures. The fact is, when you walk with a deeper purpose, when you operate at a higher frequency, you will attract both admiration and opposition. The world is not always welcoming to those who go off script, who refuse to conform. But that is not a burden you have to bear. Your purpose is not to be understood, nor is it to seek approval. Your mission is to keep moving forward, to stay true to your calling, and to trust that those who are meant to walk alongside you will recognize your path. So let people notice you. Let the whispers happen. The chosen ones were never ignored because they were never meant to fit in. They were meant to rise. If you find this valuable, comment below, "I keep moving forward," as your declaration. 2. Your presence challenges their own identity. Your presence is more powerful than you realize. Without even trying, you disrupt the status quo, stirring something deep within those around you. It's not because you seek attention or force change, it's simply who you are. When you walk into a room, people sense a shift. They might not understand why, but something about you makes them confront parts of themselves they've carefully hidden away. You act as a mirror, reflecting not just their strengths, but also their insecurities, their doubts, and the identities they've constructed for themselves. Some will admire you for your authenticity, drawn to your ability to live in alignment with your truth. They see in you a level of spiritual growth they long for, but haven't yet attained. Others, however, will feel threatened. Your clarity exposes their confusion. Your confidence makes their insecurities undeniable. The masks they wear, the personas they've built to fit into societal expectations, suddenly feel flimsy, and that realization can be unsettling. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem uneasy around you, even if you've done nothing but exist? That's because your presence challenges them on a level they can't articulate. They might react with discomfort, jealousy, or even hostility, not because you've wronged them, but because you represent something they've been avoiding. Truth. Consider a workplace scenario where an employee, always striving for excellence, suddenly finds themselves at odds with co-workers who seem unsettled by their dedication. The individual isn't boastful or seeking superiority. They simply work with integrity and purpose. Yet, this silent commitment to growth makes others uncomfortable because it reminds them of their own complacency. Instead of self-reflection, some may choose resentment, whispering doubts, and spreading negativity. But here's the key lesson. Your light is not meant to be dimmed for the comfort of others. The discomfort you evoke in people is a sign of transformation. Whether they accept it or resist it is their choice, not your burden. True spirituality isn't about fitting into spaces that ask you to shrink. It's about standing firm in who you are, even when that makes others uneasy. Growth, whether spiritual or personal, often begins in discomfort. So ask yourself, are you willing to keep shining, even when it makes others question their own path? Because the world needs more people unafraid to be themselves, to stand in truth, and to inspire growth in ways that words never could. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 3. People expect you to slip, but you keep rising. Have you ever noticed how some people silently hope you'll slip? They may not say it outright, but deep inside, there's a part of them waiting for you to falter. Why? Because your progress shines a light on where they feel stuck. It's uncomfortable for them to see you rising while they remain stagnant. So instead of confronting their own lack of momentum, they find it easier to watch for your downfall. But here's where you break the pattern. You don't stay down. Every setback you face is just another step in your journey, a detour, not a dead end. While others expect you to crumble under pressure, you take failure and turn it into fuel. You don't let obstacles define you. Instead, you redefine them into stepping stones. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you chosen. The world watches, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with silent frustration, because every time they think they've seen the last of you, you come back sharper, wiser, and stronger than before. Think about what the great Winston Churchill once said. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. This is the essence of spiritual wisdom. Understanding that your purpose is not tied to temporary setbacks, but to the resilience and faith you carry within you. When life throws challenges at you, do you see them as reasons to give up or as opportunities to forge your character? The truly chosen know that every challenge is a divine arrangement for a greater comeback. People may expect you to fall, but instead you rise, proving that your strength comes not from external validation, but from the inner knowledge that you were born to be more. Each time you overcome, you force those watching to confront their own limitations. Some people will be inspired, others may be outraged, but either way, you become unmissable. Comment below, "I choose to rise," and let's continue together. 4. You inspire curiosity, but they can't fully figure you out. Ever wondered why people seem so intrigued by you, yet never quite figure you out? It's not just about being private, it's something deeper. You are a spiritual enigma, a chosen one whose presence commands attention without even trying. No matter how much someone observes, how closely they analyze you, they always come up short, left with more questions than answers. It's not because you're hiding anything. Rather, your very essence is layered, complex, and ever-evolving. The more they think they've unraveled your mystery, the more they realize there's more to discover. It's like trying to solve a puzzle that keeps expanding, or reading a book that reveals new chapters long after they thought it was finished. And here's the twist. While they're caught up trying to piece together your nature, you're not even concerned with being understood. Your focus is on your purpose, your spiritual awakening, and the path ahead. You're not here to perform or explain yourself. You're simply living in alignment with your calling. This natural detachment, this effortless authenticity, is precisely what draws people in. Some are intrigued, others are intimidated, but none can ignore you. It's why you stand out in every room, even when you're silent. In today's world, where so many are desperate for attention, validation, and quick labels, you remain an exception. You're not seeking approval, and that alone makes you powerful. Your spiritual presence speaks louder than words, making you unforgettable. And this effect lingers long after you leave. People still ponder who you are, what you think, what drives you. They sense something different about you, but they can't quite articulate it. You are walking proof that true depth cannot be faked or manufactured. This kind of presence isn't always easy to carry. At times you may feel misunderstood or even alienated. But remember, being chosen means walking a unique path, one that not everyone will comprehend. Instead of trying to make yourself more digestible for others, embrace the mystery that makes you who you are. Let your spiritual awakening be your guiding light, and don't shrink to make others comfortable. Some will admire you, others will envy you, but none will forget you. That is the mark of the chosen. Stay true to your purpose, because whether they understand you or not, all eyes will remain on you. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights and let's continue this conversation. 5. You radiate an otherworldly calm under pressure. There's something different about you, isn't there? When life throws chaos your way, when the pressure builds, when others around you are losing their grip, you don't break, you remain steady. It's not because your life has been easy or because you haven't faced struggles. Quite the opposite. You've walked through storms that would have drowned most people, yet here you are, unshaken. This calm, this unexplainable sense of peace you carry, isn't accidental. It's something you've cultivated through experience, through spiritual growth, through battles that forced you to find an anchor deep within yourself. And the truth is, people notice. They watch you. They wonder. While they're spiraling into panic or frustration, they see you standing firm, responding with clarity instead of reacting with emotion. It unnerves them because they're used to seeing others crack under pressure. But with you, there's an unshakable resilience that sets you apart. They can't help but ask themselves, what do they know that I don't? Think about a time when you faced a challenge that should have broken you, but instead, it made you stronger. Maybe you lost a job, went through a heartbreaking betrayal, or faced uncertainty that made others anxious. But instead of collapsing, you moved with faith. You saw the bigger picture, trusted the process, and refused to let fear control you. That's the power of true spirituality. It's not about avoiding hardships. It's about learning to be at peace even in the midst of them. It's why some of the strongest people you'll ever meet aren't the loudest or the most aggressive. They're the ones who've mastered the art of staying grounded no matter what's happening around them. This is what makes you different. This is why all eyes are on you now. People are drawn to that kind of energy because it's rare. They want to know how you do it, how you carry yourself with such confidence and trust in something greater than the immediate storm. But here's a question for you. What is your anchor? What keeps you steady when everything else is shaking? Because the truth is, resilience isn't just about having a strong mind, it's about having a strong spirit. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you are held, guided, and equipped for whatever comes your way. The real test isn't avoiding pressure, but thriving under it. And that's exactly what you do. Your spiritual growth has given you the kind of strength that doesn't need to announce itself. It's seen. And whether people admit it or not, they admire it. Some may envy it, but all of them recognize it. So keep walking in your power, keep standing firm, and remember, your calm is a reflection of the battles you've already won. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. 6. Your aura demands respect, not attention. There's something undeniable about you, something that doesn't need to be announced or proven, yet it's impossible to ignore. While the world is full of people chasing attention, working tirelessly to be noticed, you stand apart without even trying. Your aura isn't loud, it doesn't beg for validation or applause. Instead, it carries an unshakable energy, one that naturally commands respect. You don't have to be the one speaking the loudest to be heard. Your presence alone, your unwavering confidence, and the depth of your spiritual wisdom do all the talking. It's not about seeking approval, it never has been. And that's exactly what makes people stop, observe, and even admire you, often without fully understanding why. There's a distinct difference between those who seek attention and those who command respect, and it all comes down to the energy you carry. Attention seekers thrive on external validation, constantly measuring their worth based on how many eyes are on them. But your power is internal, grounded, and independent. You don't need to be seen to feel valuable. Your worth isn't determined by applause. And because you don't crave validation, people are instinctively drawn to you. There's something in your presence that makes them question themselves, not in a way that makes them feel small, but in a way that awakens a deeper reflection within them. When they stand in your presence, they feel the contrast between fleeting attention and true inner strength. They start to wonder, am I truly comfortable with myself, or have I been seeking validation all along? Your quiet authority forces them to look inward, to examine their own insecurities, and to reconsider what it means to be truly confident. This is why all eyes are on you now, not because you've demanded it, but because your essence makes an impact. Even in a world obsessed with performance, where people measure success by how much they are seen, you remind them that true power doesn't need to announce itself. Think about the greatest leaders, the ones whose influence shaped history. Did Martin Luther King Jr. need to be the loudest person in the room to change the world? Did Mother Teresa seek recognition for her selfless service? As the legendary Bruce Lee once said, "The possession of anything begins in the mind." When you embody confidence without arrogance, when you walk with certainty instead of seeking approval, people take notice even if they can't explain why. So, let me ask you, have you ever felt that unspoken pull from others? That energy that makes people gravitate toward you, even when you're silent? That's not by accident. That's the power of spiritual wisdom, the energy of someone who doesn't need to prove anything because their very existence speaks for itself. And that, my friend, is why you are unforgettable. Declare today by commenting below, "God is with me," and let that truth sink into your heart. Share this message with someone who might need it, because encouragement multiplies when spoken. 7. You don't seek validation, and they don't understand it. In a world where validation is the currency most people trade in, you are an anomaly, a force that moves through life without seeking approval. While society is addicted to external validation, obsessing over likes, compliments, and nods of agreement, you stand firm, unwavering, and deeply rooted in your own spiritual awakening. This independence unsettles those around you because they can't comprehend how someone could walk with such certainty without needing permission or applause. They watch you closely, perplexed by the unshakable confidence that radiates from within. It's like a puzzle they can't solve because their entire sense of self-worth is built upon the opinions of others. Yet you operate from a completely different blueprint, one that is internal, unshaken, and free. Your self-assurance doesn't come from external praise. It is born from a deep spiritual knowing. You have built your foundation on something far more profound than fleeting opinions, and because of that, the fluctuations of approval or criticism do not move you. To many, this is a foreign concept. They are conditioned to measure themselves against the acceptance of others. And when they encounter someone like you, who walks in their own truth without bending for recognition, it challenges everything they have been taught. It forces them to confront their own insecurities, making them question why they are so dependent on external validation while you remain free. This is why all eyes are on you now. Some watch in admiration, hoping to learn your secret, while others observe with unease, threatened by what they don't understand. Because you don't play by the rules of validation, people may try to test you. They might attempt to bait you, subtly or openly, into seeking their approval, waiting for a reaction, a moment of weakness, anything that proves you still need validation like they do. But you don't flinch. You don't seek their praise, nor are you crushed by their disapproval. This is what makes you magnetic, yet mystifying. There's an undeniable power in someone who is spiritually awakened, someone who operates from a place of inner strength rather than external influence. People are drawn to you because they want what you have: true confidence, unshakable self-worth, and an unwavering sense of purpose. In modern life, where social media feeds are flooded with people clamoring for attention, your ability to stand firm without it makes you extraordinary. While others measure their worth through comments and reactions, you move differently. You are not swayed by the tides of popular opinion because you walk in alignment with something much greater. This is the mark of a chosen one. Your spiritual awakening has freed you from the chains of validation, making you unstoppable. And the truth is, those who watch you, whether in awe or in discomfort, are secretly wondering how they, too, can achieve that same level of liberation. So continue to walk in your truth, undisturbed by the noise, for that is the essence of true power. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 8. They can't read you, and it bothers them. Some people wear their emotions like an open book, revealing their thoughts and intentions without hesitation. But you operate on a different level. You don't hand out pieces of yourself for others to examine, and that unsettles them. In a world where people thrive on predictability, your silence, your depth, and your ability to keep certain things hidden create an aura of mystery they can't crack. They are used to analyzing people, drawing quick conclusions, and feeling like they have a grip on social interactions, but with you, they're left in the dark. And that makes them uncomfortable. Not because you're intentionally playing mind games, but because your spirituality has given you a level of awareness that goes beyond the surface. You understand that not everything deserves to be shared, that real power lies in discernment, and that your spiritual growth depends on what you choose to absorb and what you choose to protect. There's a reason why the strongest people in history, the true leaders, the chosen ones, knew when to speak and when to remain silent. Your ability to control your narrative, to hold back when necessary, and to let your presence do the talking is something that many simply don't understand. Think about someone like Steve Jobs, or even an athlete like Michael Jordan. They were never the loudest in the room, but their silence carried weight. They didn't explain themselves to everyone or constantly seek validation. Their focus, their ability to hold back and strike when the time was right, made them unpredictable. That same energy is what you carry. And because of that, people are drawn to you, but also unsure of how to approach you. They analyze your words, your expressions, your movements, trying to figure you out, trying to predict your next step. But no matter how hard they try, they keep coming up short. Why? Because you don't fit into the mold they've created for everyone else. You are on a different wavelength, one that requires deeper understanding, patience, and a level of perception that most people simply don't have. That's why your presence is both intriguing and intimidating. You make people second-guess themselves, not because you intend to, but because your energy demands it. Your unpredictability forces them to think harder, to question their own assumptions, and to realize that they cannot simply read you like they do with others. But here's the truth. Your silence isn't a defense mechanism. It's a choice. It's power. In a world where people overshare, where many feel the need to prove themselves with words, your ability to remain composed speaks louder than anything you could say. Your depth, your wisdom, your connection to something greater than just surface-level interactions make you different. And being different always attracts attention. So if you ever wonder why all eyes are on you, why people seem both fascinated and frustrated with you, it's because they sense that you are chosen. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. The ones who are meant to be part of your journey will respect the depth you bring. The ones who aren't, they'll keep trying to figure you out, only to realize that you are not meant to be easily understood. So the question is, will you continue to embrace this power, or will you try to conform to make others comfortable? Because the truth is, the world doesn't need another open book. It needs more individuals who know the value of mystery, wisdom, and self-awareness. And that, my friend, is what sets you apart. Declare today by commenting below, "God is with me," and let that truth sink into your heart. Share this message with someone who might need it, because encouragement multiplies when spoken. 9. You walk away from control attempts, making them feel powerless. Have you ever noticed how some people thrive on controlling others, expecting them to react, engage, or even resist just to keep the game going? But you're different. When someone tries to manipulate or control you, you don't fall into their trap. You don't argue, you don't defend, and you don't stay to negotiate. Instead, you simply walk away. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power move. Your refusal to engage in their game leaves them standing there, stunned, grasping at thin air because you didn't react the way they expected. They were counting on a fight, on resistance, on some form of struggle because, to them, control only works when the other person plays along. But you don't play. You understand a fundamental truth that many miss. True power isn't in dominating others, it's in mastering yourself. The moment you choose to walk away, you send a silent but unshakable message. No one can control you unless you allow them to. This isn't arrogance, it's spiritual wisdom that few possess. Even the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power." And that's exactly what you've done. You don't seek validation from those who manipulate, nor do you need approval from those who thrive on control. You are free, and that freedom terrifies them. It's like trying to trap the wind in their hands. No matter how tightly they grasp, you slip right through. But why does this unsettle them so much? Because most people are conditioned to believe that power struggles are a necessary part of relationships, whether in work, friendships, or even family. They expect compliance or resistance, but never indifference. Your calm detachment makes them question everything they know. They were hoping to provoke a reaction, to keep you entangled in their web. But instead, they find themselves standing there, powerless. They wanted control, yet the only thing they achieved was watching you leave without a second thought. And here's the best part. Your ability to walk away doesn't just protect your peace. It reshapes the dynamics of every interaction. Over time, people learn that manipulation won't work on you. If they try to tighten their grip, they'll only push you further away. They begin to see that the only way to be in your presence is to respect your boundaries. And that's rare. That's powerful. That's what sets you apart. So let me ask you, how many times have you stayed in situations that drained you just because you felt obligated to? How often have you let someone else's expectations dictate your choices? What would happen if, starting today, you chose to honor your own peace above all else? Because the truth is, those who truly value you will never need to manipulate you to keep you close. And those who try, well, they'll soon learn that you were never meant to be controlled. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. 10. You expose the pretenses they hide behind. Your presence carries a weight that shakes the very foundations of those who have built their lives on pretense. You don't go around trying to expose anyone, yet your authenticity alone is enough to make the masks fall. In a world where so many move through life hiding behind carefully constructed images, seeking approval, avoiding scrutiny, or masking their insecurities, you come along as a force of truth. Your spiritual awakening has granted you a clarity that most lack, and without even trying, you strip away the layers that others use to shield themselves. People feel as though you see right through them, not because you're prying, but because you refuse to engage in anything superficial. You don't entertain empty words or false bravado, and that shakes people to their core. Those who rely on charm, manipulation, or appearances quickly realize that their usual tricks won't work on you. The moment they interact with you, the weight of their own illusions becomes unbearable. Some will find relief in this, feeling a deep longing for the freedom that comes with truth. They might gravitate toward you, sensing that your presence offers them an opportunity to be real, to let go of the exhausting act they've upheld for so long. Others, however, will feel threatened, defensive, even resentful, because facing their own falseness is too uncomfortable. And yet, this is the power of a spiritually awakened individual. You serve as a mirror, not by judgment, but by simply existing in alignment with your truth. When you are at peace with yourself, when you stand firm in your authenticity, those who are still hiding will either be inspired to do the same or recoil in discomfort. In modern life, where social media highlights curated perfection and most people fear true vulnerability, your presence is a disruption to the norm. The world has trained people to perform, to seek validation rather than truth. But you represent the exact opposite. You remind them that they cannot hide forever, that there is more to life than just keeping up appearances. Your presence alone is a challenge, an invitation to drop the act, to embrace something real. Whether people embrace or resist this exposure, one thing is certain. When they cross paths with you, they will never see themselves the same way again. That is the mark of someone truly chosen, someone walking in the fullness of their calling. So do not shrink yourself or dim your light to make others comfortable. Your authenticity is your power, and in a world starving for truth, you are a rare and necessary force. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights and let's continue this conversation. 11. You embody strength and vulnerability, making you unpredictable. You carry a rare and powerful duality of strength and vulnerability, woven seamlessly into the fabric of who you are. People watch you closely, trying to decipher you, but you remain a mystery. You're not an open book, spilling every emotion and thought for all to read, nor are you a closed one, locked away and untouchable. Instead, you exist in the in-between, where depth and complexity create an undeniable presence. You radiate empathy, offering genuine care and understanding when others need it most. Yet when the moment calls for it, you stand firm, unwavering in your beliefs and boundaries. This balance keeps people on edge because they never know which side of you they'll encounter. Will you be the compassionate listener, or will you be the force that cannot be swayed? That unpredictability is what makes you both intriguing and intimidating. Society tends to categorize people into neat little boxes, either strong and distant, or kind and yielding. But you don't fit into those limitations. You've come to understand that true resilience is not about being unshakable or indifferent. Rather, it's about knowing when to be open and when to guard yourself, when to offer love and when to step away. People struggle to understand you because you challenge their expectations. They assume that kindness means weakness, that softness means submission. But with you, there's always more beneath the surface. The moment someone thinks they have you figured out, you reveal a depth they never anticipated. You're not easily manipulated because you see through intentions with clarity, and you're not easily broken because your spirit is rooted in something deeper. Spirituality, self-awareness, and a profound connection to your own growth. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur, Sophia. She built her career on both compassion and strength, knowing that leadership wasn't just about making tough decisions, but also about listening and understanding the needs of her team. Early on, people mistook her kindness for naivety, thinking they could take advantage of her empathy. But when necessary, she stood her ground, unafraid to enforce boundaries and uphold her vision. Investors, colleagues, and even competitors struggled to place her in a single category. Was she the nurturing mentor or the fierce leader? In reality, she was both, and because of that, she thrived. She became someone who could be both trusted and respected, someone who held power without losing her humanity. So, ask yourself, how often do you let others define you? Do you feel pressured to be either strong or soft instead of embracing both? The world may expect you to be predictable, to fit into an easy label, but real growth comes when you accept the complexity of who you are. Your strength isn't about being untouchable. It's about knowing that even when life challenges you, your core remains unshaken. Your vulnerability isn't about exposing your weaknesses. It's about having the courage to show your true self, but only to those who have earned that right. This balance is your gift, and it's why people can't take their eyes off you. They sense something rare, someone who moves with purpose, who refuses to be defined by one dimension, who walks the path of spiritual growth with both wisdom and heart. And that, above all else, is what sets you apart. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. 12. They feel an inexplicable need to compete, but you don't engage. Have you ever noticed how some people feel this undeniable urge to compete with you, even when you're not playing the game? It's as if your very existence challenges them, like they need to prove something not just to you, but to themselves. The truth is, when you carry spiritual wisdom and walk in your purpose, others can sense it, even if they don't understand it. And because they don't understand it, they react in the only way they know how, by trying to outshine you. But here's the thing, you're not even interested in competing. Your journey has never been about comparison. You don't measure your worth by how you stack up against others, because you understand something most people don't. Real success is about alignment, not achievement. It's about walking the path you were chosen for, not proving your value through external validation. This mindset confuses people. They're conditioned to believe that winning is about being better than someone else, but you move differently. You're not looking left or right. You're focused on your own lane, guided by something far greater than competition. And what happens when you refuse to engage? It unsettles them. They expect you to react, to fight for recognition, to seek approval. But instead, you remain steady, calm, and unbothered. Your silence speaks louder than any argument, and your confidence, rooted in something deeper, makes them question everything. It's like the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened." Your self-awareness, your inner peace, it's magnetic. People don't just want to beat you. They want to understand what gives you that unshakable presence. But here's the question you must ask yourself. Are you willing to let go of the need to be understood by those who are still playing a game you've already outgrown? Because the more you embrace your path, the more eyes will be on you. And not everyone watching is cheering. Some are just trying to figure out how you're moving so effortlessly while they struggle to keep up. But the chosen ones know. The only competition is who you were yesterday. As a chosen one, your journey is not about seeking approval, but about embracing your unique purpose with confidence and strength. Your presence challenges others to reflect on their own path, and that is a powerful gift. Keep walking boldly, knowing that your light cannot be dimmed. How has your experience as a chosen one shaped your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more insights on living with purpose. The best is yet to come. Stay blessed.